Hello, I'm Brigantia Blackbird of Blackbird's Brew. Happy Friday. Welcome to Wicca 202. We're going to talk about snakes. So be brave, my dear. The time has come. We knew it had to. We've got to take a look at one of the reptiles associated with witches and witchcraft, and it's the one with no legs, the slithery snake. Not a universally popular animal, although those who do admire this animal do seem to be passionate advocates for it. But for the rest of us, this is an animal and an energy that you have to acquire an appreciation for or even a tolerance for. And I do blame the lack of legs. The way snakes move, just curly cueing, squiggly, it takes some getting used to. And the fact that some species could squeeze you to death, literally, is a trifle off-putting. And of course, the venomous species that could make us croak after one bite doesn't exactly inspire enthusiasm. So if today's video makes you feel a bit uncomfortable, I am right there with you. You cannot imagine the horror I experienced when I realized that the first animal spirit that actually came to me in meditation was a snake. I was definitely hoping for something cuddlier. And on top of that, my patron deity Loki has been encouraging me to deal with my phobia. Now, one thing that has legitimately helped has been watching the YouTube channel Snake Discovery. It's run by this really sweet couple. They run a reptile zoo, they breed snakes, among other things. And between their educational videos and watching the way they handle their snakes and watching the hatching videos, it's begun to moderate my discomfort. So if you are attempting to overcome a similar fear, give it a try. I don't know if it will be helpful to you, but it might be, so worth a shot. Now, on to the magical characteristics of snakes. To be honest, I thought that my books on my shelf kind of shortchanged the snake in regard to correspondences, so I'll be mentioning a few things from the lore to help round out this information. Now, with the zodiac, they're associated with Libra and Scorpio, the solar system of the Earth and the Moon, the seasons autumn and winter. Now, this might seem counterintuitive, but this association has to do with the link between snakes and death and rebirth. But if we're just thinking of the literal animal, obviously the seasons of spring and summer are friendlier to this cold-blooded species. They're associated with the celebration of Astara, again, because of the snake's connection to rebirth. The elements fire, earth, and water, the direction of south, and then the chakras, all of them. If you are aware of Kundalini meditations or the concept of Kundalini translating as serpent fire, that is an energy that essentially begins coiled at the base of the spine, right where your root chakra is. And as you are activating your chakras, it is essentially coiling around that spine, and that's what's activating and balancing them. Snakes are also associated with fairies, the goddesses Anat, Athena, Kulakyu. Oh dear me, I'm very sorry, I butchered that. Kotlakyu, Demeter, Devi, Hathor, and Isis, and the gods Amun, Apollo, Ares, Asclepius, Cernunnos, Dionysus, Enki, Hades, Hermes, Mercury, Quetzalcoatl, Ra, Set, Vishnu, and Zeus. I would also add on Loki, because specifically of Jormungandr, the world spirit. And also, I find it very strange that nowhere in the list of things was Medusa mentioned. I mean, she has a head full of snakes. If that doesn't associate snakes with her, I'm not really sure what would. But as far as issues, intentions, or powers in which snake energy can be utilized, think the afterlife, change, wisdom, shamanic work for sure, the other world, creativity, cycles, sex and sexuality, fertility, life energy and mysteries, magic, quests, rebirth, and transformation. Now, unless you are a snake enthusiast and you have your own collection of snakes at home, in all probability, if you are working magic that has to do with snakes, it will either be make use of a shed skin or because you encountered the snake spirit in meditation or in dreams. Now, in the case of dreams, the context of the appearance of the snake, how you feel about it at the time, that's going to give you more clues as to the significance of that contact than your average dream dictionary is going to provide. And I don't mean that as a dig on dream dictionaries. Dream interpretation is arguably the most subjective aspect of witchcraft. But what I would suggest is keep a record of your dreams, especially if snakes appear frequently. Just write it down, reflect upon it, meditate, and wait for further clues. If it keeps coming up, it's probably part of a puzzle and it's not going to be solved immediately. So try to be patient and just kind of work through the process. If you encounter the snake spirit, if that occurs in meditation, usually that's going to have something to do with the ideas of rebirth or healing or gaining wisdom. So reflecting on your life, determining what areas of your life are most in need of being reinvigorated or in need of growth, that can be very helpful. And from there, you can reach out to the snake spirit and just ask for signs so you can fine tune your efforts to make sure that you're going in the direction that it's advising you to go. And due to the snake's association with chakras, you might consider doing more chakra meditations, not only to get your personal energies flowing, but to be more consciously acquainted with this inner fire. Its coiling motions going through the chakras is very snake-like, and the snake spirit can be a helpful resource to better understand that on an instinctive level. So, our homework for February 10th through February 16th, number 1. What are your personal feelings regarding snakes? Journal about this, whether it's helping or hindering learning about the magical and spiritual aspects of snakes. If you're having issues, just acknowledging them. Sometimes acknowledging that helps you overcome that hurdle. Number 2, experiment with guided chakra meditations. Write down any differences you notice in your personal energy and how it flows within you. And 3, as always, do more research, whether you're looking into the actual animal or the animal spirit or pagan lore involving snakes. Find out as much as you can, take notes, and reflect what you learn from the information. So that's what I have for you. Questions, comments, concerns, complaints, because we're snakes. If you want to complain, absolutely. Yeah, I brought this up just because I have to. So if you need to vent a little spleen, throw it at me. I completely understand. I probably agree with you anyway. But leave that for me in the comments section below, or come visit Blackbird's Brew on Gilded. Link to join in the description box. We'd be very happy to have you there. And I can assure you we discuss many other spiritual and magical topics that have absolutely nothing to do with snakes. So definitely come check us out. But that'll do it for now, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.